Charlie Strong banking on his talented freshman to lead the Longhorn resurgence. But today, the fresh faces are put to a stern test as one of the game's top quarterbacks, Jared Goff, brings his gunslinging attitude to Austin.
Here in the Lone Star State, football is more than a game. It's about pride. Today, a Texas team known for its rich tradition will fight to restore its identity against the West Coast swagger of Cal.
Cal is an outstanding program, and we just got to make sure that when they come into our stadium that we're ready to go play.
Our offense is a tough offense. It's going to show how Texas will be back on top.
Touchdown, Texas!
It's going to be a great atmosphere, great competitors out there doing what they do best and playing ball.
Star quarterback Jared Goff leads the charge for Cal's high-octane offense, who are ready to prove they're a force to be reckoned with.
It's going to be on a national stage. It's a good chance for us to show a lot of people who we are and get our name on the map.
Touchdown, California!
Anytime you go to Austin, Texas, play in front of a crowd like that, with that kind of tradition, it's going to be a big challenge, but it's a big opportunity for us.
Can the Longhorns rebuild the pride of Texas? Or will the Golden Bears' aerial attack be too much to handle? Find out next on Fox.
No current FBS players had more pass attempts and averaged more passing yards a game than that man, junior Jared Goff, a starter since day one. He looks to become Cal's all-time leading passer tonight at Texas. We welcome you to the AT&T Fox College Football pregame show, and welcome to the third Saturday in this college football season. Rob Stone, Matt Leinart, Dave Wanstadt in studio with you. Sonny Dykes, maybe the road coach today, but he's in comfortable and familiar surroundings, Coach.
Oh, it couldn't be any better. I tell you, Coach Dykes, obviously it's a special game in a special place. He was telling me a story this week when his dad, Spike, was coaching for Coach Darrell Royal at Texas. Sonny's mother would load himself and all the neighborhood kids in the station wagon, drive them up to Memorial Stadium on a Sunday, and let them run around and play touch football. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
That's awesome. I love the history and the pride and the tradition that is Texas Longhorn football. It's been gone for a long time. I'm just eager to see them get back to what they once were, and it starts today against Cal.
The young folks out there saying, I don't know what a station wagon is.
That's
right?
Twitter me, I'll tell you.
You don't have Twitter, Coach.
I don't have Twitter.
Twitter you? I don't even know how to Twitter you. It's been a challenging week in Austin, and earlier our Molly McGrath caught up with second-year head coach for the Longhorns, Charlie Strong.
Coach, you've said that Gerard Hurd has brought a new energy to your team. What is it about him that's changed the mentality of your players?
Well, he's such a competitor, and the players understand how well he competes, and he goes out each and every day, and he's a kid that wants to get better, and the players have seen just his development and his whole progress.
Your defense has struggled on third downs. What do you need to do tonight, especially against such a dynamic quarterback like Jared Goff?
Well, we had to put pressure on the quarterback, and we're going to have to tackle well. And that's what the problem's been on defense. We'll be there, but we don't make the tackles, so we got to get off the field.
All right, good luck, Coach. Stay cool.
All righty, thank you.
A very warm early evening in Austin. Earlier this week, Longhorns athletic director Steve Patterson fired after 22 months on the job. Mike Perrin, who played linebacker and defensive end for Texas in the late 60s, was named interim AD until a permanent replacement can be found. Patterson oversaw the hires of Charlie Strong and basketball coach Shaka Smart. A growing animosity towards Patterson from boosters, fans, and really those inside the athletic department ultimately led to his removal. Folks doing some grumbling a bit as well about the early results under Charlie Strong. Coach, you like the foundation he's built, but there's one big issue there.
Yeah, and I believe that Charlie will get it done. There is a problem. He built it when he came in last year from a discipline standpoint, an academic standpoint, a recruiting philosophy. I mean, these are essential that you set your foundation, as you said, Rob, and build from these up. The X and O's will take care of themselves. Last year, their defense kind of carried this football team for the most part. They were a veteran group. Now they're starting 3 freshmen, 3 sophomores on defense. But the problem, you want to know the problem? Here's your problem. At Louisville, Charlie and his coaching staff, they ran a West Coast offense, a pro style with Teddy Bridgewater, drop back scheme. Then they come to Texas, and he doesn't bring all his staff, and they go to a spread offense, Matt, which is completely different for coaches and players. And then they make a quarterback change, which they did this year. I mean, that's the problem, and unfortunately, he's got to get it solved pretty quick.
Coach, the biggest problem is they don't have a quarterback. They haven't had a great quarterback at Texas since Colt McCoy. Now Gerard Hurd gets the keys to the car. What can he do? We can see he had a little good game last week against 4 for 7, 120 yards, a couple touchdowns. He's a dual-threat quarterback. But he hasn't shown enough if he can be that guy that Charlie Strong can build a foundation around. Listen, they've missed out on a lot of in-state recruits with quarterbacks. Andrew Luck, I know we have a graphic coming up. Check out this, guys. JT Barrett, Johnny Manziel, RG3, Andrew Luck, they didn't even offer him a scholarship. Big opportunity today for Gerard Hurd to show if he's that guy for Charlie Strong.
Hurd, a redshirt freshman from Denton, Texas, part of that win last week over Rice. Sonny Dykes only 8-18 in his third year in charge of the Bears, but folks in the Bay Area feel he has the team to turn things around this season. One of the main reasons, Jared Goff. You didn't see his name hyped up on any of those preseason Heisman lists, but Goff already penciled in as a first-round draft pick, similar to the quarterback he grew up idolizing.
It's my favorite Cal player ever. I mean, it's got to be Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I just grew up loving him, wanted to play like him, and he was the man.
AT&T Fox College Saturday pregame is sponsored by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Cal QB Jared Goff grew up in the Bay Area, huge fan of the Niners and the Giants. Check out what happened back in May, guys. Caught this Brandon Crawford ground rule double. You think he's excited?
Good hands. He can play wide receiver.
There you go.
He's a dual threat.
Love that excitement. This week, Texas defensive coordinator Vance Bedford said Goff is, quote, one of the best QBs I've ever faced in college football. This is Aaron Rodgers. He's the real deal. Oh, as a junior, he's now 16 yards from becoming Cal's all-time leading passer. And as our Stuart Mandel found out, Goff still can't believe the company he's in.
When I see Aaron Rodgers' name and I see all these great quarterbacks that played here, and I'm like moving up. I'm on my way up there, and that's what kind of makes me step back, is because I watched all those guys. I was here as a fan.
Long before he became Cal's quarterback, Jared Goff cheered on the Bears from Section Double D, Row 12 of Memorial Stadium. His father, Jerry, a former Major League catcher, and his mother, Nancy, were Cal grads and season ticket holders.
Just out of the blue, we'll walk by something and he'll like look up and he'll point and he'll go, I remember I was sitting right there when this play happened. And I think for him to be a part of that history now is something that was important to him.
You're here trying to get Cal football back to where they want to be. Does he almost take that a little more personally?
Yeah, I think so. I think he at times probably puts a little bit of undue pressure on himself, just because he wants to fix the program.
I want to bring Cal back to a winning program because that's how I watched it as a kid. I was coming over here and they were winning almost every game I was coming to.
Jared's favorite Cal player growing up was Aaron Rodgers, who led the Bears to a 10-win season in 2004. Goff arrived 9 years later as a 4-star recruit and immediately won the starting quarterback job. Having steadily improved his accuracy, most NFL draft analysts consider Goff to be a first-round quarterback.
Should be a touchdown, it is for the Bears.
Just like his childhood favorite, Rodgers.
He's got great size. He's 6'4 plus. He's got a big arm. Yeah, he can make all the throws.
He avoids the rush incredibly well without running. And we teach all of our quarterbacks to have what we call Peyton Manning feet.
The mental side of the game is where I've grown the most. I think just kind of understanding defenses and understanding protections and where you want to go with the ball in certain situations.
When you sit down and you look at the entire package, he's probably the best I've ever been around.
Goff will soon own every Cal passing record, and by next spring could be an NFL millionaire. And yet most football fans outside of the Pac-12 have never even seen him play.
Do you feel like maybe you're the best player in the country that could still sneak up on people?
I'm very confident in my abilities. I'm not concerned with, what other people think, though. I'm honestly just concerned about myself and winning games.
The more games you win, the more people are going to get excited.
Yes.
What would it mean if you achieved the goals you want to this season.
Yeah, it means everything. I think that's what we're working for. That's what the goal is. You want to bring Cal back to that culture. You want to, bring it back to when you were a kid and everything was great.
So here's how Goff compares to his idol. Remember, Rodgers only a couple years in Berkeley, but Goff's numbers way above everything Rodgers put up at Cal. Remember, he impressed us as a freshman at home versus Ohio State. He's grown into that tall, lanky body, has a rocket arm. So why don't more people know about this guy?
Well, for one, he plays on the West Coast. Everyone is asleep back east when he's torching these opposing defenses. And for two, Cal hasn't been relevant in about a decade since Aaron Rodgers was there. 2 years ago, Sonny Dykes' first year, 1-11. Last year, 5-7. But there's a reason why they're trending up, and it's because of their quarterback, Jared Goff. He's about 6'5", 220 pounds, and he makes plays like this. This is great pocket awareness. He's going to side shuffle out of the pocket. There's going to be a guy draped all over him. He keeps his eyes downfield and delivers a strike on a corner route for a big-time play. This second play, they're going to fake the bubble screen. He's going to get the safety to bite up. Now, we say that he might throw the best deep ball in all of college football. This receiver's wide open, but he puts it on the money for a deep post for a big-time touchdown. That's just a small sample size, guys, but this is a reason why NFL scouts project him as a possible #1 pick.
Oh, absolutely. The two stats that jumped off the start at me last year, he completed 73% of his passes, 35 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. I mean, that's off the chart. And when I talked to Coach Dykes this week, he said he reminded him of a quarterback he had at Arizona, Foles, who now is playing at the St. Louis Rams. And he reminds me of an old quarterback we had at Dallas. Big, strong, physical, stand in that pocket. Troy Aikman.
Come on now.
I'm telling you.
Come on. We're talking Troy Aikman, Aaron Rodgers.
Pull the tape out.
Let's put him in the Hall of Fame right now. Slow start for the Longhorn offense and running back Jonathan Gray. 17 carries for 57 yards and 1 touchdown this season. His 1-on-1 Longhorns tangle with the Bears next. All right, with that, we welcome in Joel Klatt, who's calling tonight's game alongside Gus Johnson. Klatter, Charlie Strong shook things up last week, changing who calls the plays. Jay Norvell now in charge. How's that been working out?
Well, it's been working great because they got a win, which they desperately needed here in Texas. You know, this transition was taking place even in the offseason. Charlie Strong wanted to move towards the spread no-huddle offense. He thought that it was better suited towards what the high schools were running in this state, which would allow them to recruit more efficiently and the players play more efficiently earlier in their career. So Jay Norvell, who's got a spread, up-tempo, no-huddle background, not only at Oklahoma from where he came from a year ago, but also as an assistant with the Oakland Raiders back in the day, and also as an assistant under Peyton Manning and Tom Moore with the Indianapolis Colts. So Charlie Strong felt that last week was the perfect time to let Jay Norvell have the reins of this offense as the play caller instead of Sean Watson, who's been his longtime offensive coordinator dating back to the Louisville days as a pro-style guy. Because of that move, guys, this man, Gerard Hurd, the redshirt freshman quarterback, is your new quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. He gave them a much-needed shot of excitement and energy that they desperately needed a week ago against Rice. He's explosive and energetic, and he's a winner. He won 2 state championships in big school football in the state of Texas. That means he knows how to play on the big stage. And yet Charlie Strong told us yesterday, this stage behind me is not even big enough for this guy. He loves it. I can't wait to see what he does tonight.
Wow, high praise. Joel, we look forward to seeing you coming up for the call of the game with Gus Johnson. We now shine the spotlight on the impact players that we're going to watch today in Cal with the 4th most productive passing game in FBS. But it's not all about Jared Goff.
No, I mean, you know, he's got to give a little love to his receivers, Bryce Treggs and Kenny Lawler. These are 2 of the best receivers in all of college football. Great speed, great route runners, you know, big-time playmakers. They can stretch the field. And again, in this game, Cal's going to have to establish some type of run game, but Texas's defense has given up over about 500 yards a game. A lot of big plays, a lot of chances to take shots down the football field with these 2 wideouts.
Only one freshman in the nation has racked up more tackles than Malik Jefferson, Coach.
Well, Malik Jefferson is a linebacker for Texas, and he is one of 3 freshmen that will be playing today on the field. But he separated himself from the pack. He is not only leading the Longhorns in tackles, as you mentioned, he is 2nd in the Big 12 in tackles overall. And last week, you know, obviously he had a big game. He had 9 tackles last week, 2.5 tackles for loss. So the guy's a playmaker. As a true freshman, he's taken on a lot of responsibility, and he's showing up and delivering.
The Longhorns, they've allowed 28 or more points in each of their last 4 games. That dates back to last season. 59 career touchdown passes already. His Bears seek a 3-0 start. Kickoff from Austin, about 11 minutes away.
Yeah, that's cool. Good, looks good. That's good. One more. Great.
Did you do that when you were a coach?
No.
Can't see you as a runner.
Which part, the running or the meditating?
All the above.
Cal at Texas. Time now for Determining Factors. Sponsored by FanDuel. So much pressure on the young Longhorn secondary and defense today because of Jared Goff.
Well, it is, and the big decision that Coach Charlie Strong's going to make with Texas defense, you'd like to be able to rush 4, Matt, and use the extra defensive backs to double cover some of these receivers. The problem is they've only had 3 sacks in 2 games, so Texas is going to have to bring extra people from a blitz standpoint, which is going to leave those young corners, actually one freshman corner, one-on-one is going to have to cover these wide receivers. So I think you're going to see a combination cover pressure to try to confuse them as much as anything.
For me, Texas's offense has to sustain drives, keep Cal's offense off the football field, be good on 3rd down, and then Gerard Hurd's got to make plays. Let's just see some of that magic, create that spark that he did last week, and he may give Texas a chance to win this football game.
The one interesting thing, you mentioned Hurd. Sonny Dykes said, hey, I know they're in transition on offense, but Texas still has great athletes.
Yeah. Yep.
And one-on-one, anything can happen.
This is the 11th time in the last 16 games that Texas is an underdog. Cal, a 5.5-point road favorite for this one. The offense, a big reason why. Who wins?
I got Cal 38-21. Too much offense, Coach.
Whoa!
Too much offense.
What was it?
Cal, 38-21.
24-14, I got it.
And that's being generous.
Well, 24-14.
All right, you're done with your prediction. Go meditate in the corner.
I'm
right
going
now.
to go. I'm going to get some pasta first.
The Charlie Strong guy.
Italian.
And go run to that pasta mill while you're at it. Let's get it on out to Austin. And